Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. You already know life doesn't hand out success, happiness, or peace. It's earned. It's built. Brick by brick, moment by moment, choice by choice. You don't just wake up one day successful, confident, or fulfilled. You become it. You need to understand something right now. Your life is a reflection of your mind. The way you think, the way you speak to yourself when nobody's around, the beliefs you carry, that's what's creating your reality. Not luck, not your background, not some mystical force out there waiting to bless you. It's you. It's always been you. If your mindset is weak, your life will be weak. If your mind is sharp, disciplined, and unbreakable, then there's not a damn thing in this world that can stop you. That's the truth. The problem is, most people are walking around in mental chains they've put on themselves. They've been told by society to be average, to settle, to be realistic. They've been programmed to doubt their potential and drown in comparison, and they believe it. They accept it. They live their whole lives with their foot on the brake because their mind isn't conditioned to win. It's been trained to survive. But survival isn't enough. If you want more out of life, money, freedom, respect, power, you need to rewire your mindset completely. You've got to make a decision every morning when you wake up. Who's in control? You or your emotions? You or your excuses? You or the weak version of you that wants to sleep in, avoid pain, and stay in that little comfort bubble? You don't rise by chance, you rise by choice. And the first choice you need to make is to stop entertaining weakness in your mind. When self-doubt creeps in, crush it. When fear tries to slow you down, face it. When negativity shows up, kick it out. You are not a victim. You are not helpless. And you sure as hell are not average. People say, but I'm not confident like you. Shut up. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's built. It's earned. You want confidence? Stack some wins. Do hard things. Keep promises to yourself. Every time you say you're going to do something and you do it, you build trust in yourself. You build power. Confidence is a byproduct of living in alignment with your potential. You don't get it by wishing. You don't get it by journaling positive affirmations all day and hoping the universe notices. You get it by dominating your day, by earning your own respect. Your thoughts are not harmless. Let me say that again. Your thoughts are not harmless. They're either constructing a fortress of strength or digging your mental grave. If you constantly feed your mind with fear, doubt, insecurity, guess what? You'll live in fear, doubt, and insecurity. But if you train your mind to think like a winner, to see challenges as fuel, failure as feedback, and pain as power, then you're unstoppable. You become dangerous, and dangerous men change the world. The world rewards the strong-minded, not the lazy, not the comfortable. The man who has clarity, who knows what he wants and doesn't let emotion or circumstance shake him, that man gets what he wants, period. That's how I live. That's how you need to live. Stop walking around like life is happening to you. Life isn't happening to you, it's responding to you. Your mind is the command center. You dictate how you respond. You control how you interpret situations. You decide whether this setback is the end or just another chapter in your comeback story. Let me make this even simpler for you. Weak thoughts create weak men, and weak men live bitter lives full of regret. Strong thoughts create strong men, and strong men build empires. Everything you want, the wealth, the health, the lifestyle, the respect, all of it begins with one thing: the way you think. That's where it starts. The war is won or lost in your head. Long before you step onto the battlefield of life, you have to become a master of your inner dialogue. You've got to listen to how you speak to yourself when you fail, when you're tired, when you're alone, when no one's watching, because those moments matter more than any external praise or criticism ever will. That's when your real mindset is exposed. That's when you find out if you're truly ready for greatness or if you're just pretending to want it. And don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about blind positivity. I'm not telling you to ignore pain, fear, or failure. I'm telling you to dominate it, to look it in the face and say, you will not beat me. That's a warrior's mindset. That's how you build a life most people only fantasize about. You think lions wake up worried about opinion. You think warriors second-guess every move they make. No, they move with intent, with purpose, with belief so loud it drowns out every distraction, every doubt, every limitation. Your mind can be your greatest weapon or your worst enemy, and no one can flip that switch but you. Not your parent, not your friends, not some YouTube guru. You, You've got to make the decision to think differently, to believe bigger, to expect more from yourself than anyone else ever will. So train your mind like you train your body, relentlessly. Feed it power, feed it purpose, eliminate the weakness, eliminate the noise, and show the world what happens when a man becomes mentally untouchable. Because once your mind is locked in, the rest of your life will fall in line. Everyone wants motivation. Everyone's out here looking for that magical feeling, that spark, that high that makes them feel like they can take over the world. They wait for it like it's some kind of divine gift. I'll start when I feel motivated. I'll go to the gym when I feel inspired. I'll chase my goals when I'm in the mood. You know what that tells me? Weakness. Absolute weakness. Let me explain something very clearly. Motivation is a scam. It's a luxury. It's a temporary feeling that comes and goes, like the weather. You can't rely on it. You can't trust it. You can't build an empire on mood swings. One minute you're pumped, the next you're lazy. If your entire life plan is built on feeling like it, then you've already lost. Winners don't wait to feel good. They don't wait until they're in the mood. They execute regardless. They've replaced the need for motivation with the power of discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It's cold, it's brutal, and it works. You think I feel like doing hard every single day? No, but I do it anyway. Because I've made a decision and my emotions don't get a vote in how my life plays out. Discipline is what separates the elite from the average. The people who win in life are not the ones who are always excited. They're the ones who are consistent. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Anyone can go hard for a day. Anyone can grind when it's convenient. But who keeps showing up when they're exhausted, when they're doubting themselves, when the results aren't showing up fast enough? That's the real test. That's discipline. You need to kill the idea that success feels good all the time. It doesn't. In fact, most of it feels boring, repetitive, even painful. You'll wake up tired. You'll push through soreness. You'll work when others are playing. You'll get no praise, no attention, and no applause. You keep going anyway. Why? Because that's what it takes. Because while the rest of the world is chasing motivation, you'll be building something real. Most people will never be great because they let feelings dictate their future. I'm not in the mood. I'm too tired. I'll start next week. That mindset is why they stay broke. It's why they stay average. They'd rather feel good now than become someone powerful later. But let me tell you something. Every time you choose comfort, you choose weakness. Every time you hit snooze, every time you skip the gym, every time you delay the work, you're sending a message to yourself that it's okay to be less than you could be. And eventually you start believing it. Discipline is how you break that cycle. It's how you silence the inner bike voice that wants you to stay soft, to stay small. When your mind says, I don't feel like it, that's the exact moment you go harder. That's when you push. That's when you win. Because now you're not just working, you're rewriting your identity. You're proving to yourself that you are not controlled by laziness or fear or weakness. You're in charge. You're the one calling the shots. Think about the most dangerous version of yourself, the strongest, most focused, most disciplined version. That person doesn't flinch when life gets hard. That person doesn't quit when they're tired. That person is forged in the fire of repetition, built by doing the hard over and over again. That's who you're becoming every time you choose discipline over comfort. That's how you change your life. And let me be real with you. No one's coming to save you. No one cares if you don't feel like doing it. Life doesn't reward intentions, it rewards execution. You want a better body? Go earn it. You want more money? Build the skills and make it happen. You want respect? Prove you deserve it. All of it starts with action. All of it is built on discipline. Your dreams don't care about your feelings. They only care about what you do when it's hard. The truth is, when you get really disciplined, your life starts to feel different. You stop making excuses. You stop chasing dopamine. You become sharper, more focused. People start to notice, not because you're loud about it, but because results speak louder than words. You'll walk different, talk different, carry yourself different, because you'll know that you've earned your confidence. You've built your strength in silence. When no one was watching. You see, motivation is for the masses. Discipline is for the few. Discipline is what allows you to rise when others fall. It's what keeps you moving forward when the progress is slow, when the odds are against you, when everything in you is screaming to stop. That's when it counts the most. That's when champions are made. So I don't care if you're tired. I don't care if you had a rough day. I don't care if it's cold outside or if your emotions are fragile. That's noise. That's weakness. And weakness doesn't belong in the life you're trying to build. The only thing that matters is that you show up, that you do the work, that you dominate the day, no matter what. Because the man who lives by discipline doesn't need motivation. He doesn't need hype. He doesn't need anyone to push him. He is the push. He is the standard. He is the reason his life is getting better every single day. Discipline is freedom. Discipline is strength. Discipline is the foundation of everything you want, and the only way you'll ever become who you were meant to be. People think success is this huge, dramatic thing. Like it happens overnight, like one day out of nowhere, you're rich, shredded, powerful, respected. They want the big moment, the lightning strike, the magic transformation. But that's not how it works. That's not how it ever works. Success is boring. It's quiet. It's small decisions repeated with ruthless consistency. It's waking up early, even when no one's watching. It's choosing water over soda. It's saying no to distractions. It's taking the stairs. It's reading when everyone else is watching Netflix. It's one more rep, one more hour, one more uncomfortable truth you face instead of running. That's how you build greatness, brick by brick, day by day, small habits that compound over time until you don't even recognize the person you used to be. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. That's not the play. The play is to change the trajectory, change the direction. 1 degree today, 1 degree tomorrow. It doesn't feel like much in the moment, but a year from now, you're not even on the same planet. That's the power of compound habit. The guy who reads 10 pages a day, every day, isn't just a reader. He's rewriting the way his brain works. The guy who trains even when he doesn't feel like it isn't just staying fit. He's becoming disciplined, dangerous, built for war. The world is full of people chasing big wins and skipping the basics, and they wonder why nothing sticks. You can't build a skyscraper on sand. You need a rock-solid foundation, and that starts with habits. Habits are who you really are, not your goals, not your words, not your dream. What you do every single day, that's you. That's your standard. So look at your life and be honest. What are your habits saying about you? What are they building? Are you becoming sharper, stronger, more focused, more dangerous? Or are you just surviving, reacting, wasting time and calling it rest? Every day is a vote. Every action is a signal to your mind. This is who we are. And eventually it becomes truth. You have to be intentional about the little things. The small wins matter. The decisions that feel insignificant are everything. You don't skip leg day and think it's no big deal. That's a crack in your discipline. You don't leave your bed messy and think it doesn't matter. That's proof you can't control your environment. If you're not in control of the small, how are you going to handle the big? Let me make this very clear. The small things become the big things. The man who shows up for himself in the tiny moments, waking up on time, sticking to his diet, finishing what he starts, that man is unstoppable. Not because of some grand gesture, not because of some flashy routine, but because he's consistent, and consistency over time beats talent, beats luck, beats hype. You want to change your life? Don't look for the next big idea. Don't wait for some huge breakthrough. Look at your habits. What time do you wake up? What do you eat? Who do you spend time with? What content are you feeding your brain? Do you train? Do you read? Do you do the work even when it's boring? Even when there's no instant reward? That's the blueprint. That's the playbook for leveling up. But here's the truth most won't tell you. Those little habits, they're not easy. They're simple. Yeah, but not easy. Because they're unglamorous. No one claps when you skip dessert. No one celebrates you when you finish a workout alone in a garage. No one hands you a trophy when you show up to work early every day for 6 months. But that's exactly why most people never change. They crave validation more than progress. They want attention more than results. You've got to become obsessed with the process, addicted to the routine. You've got to fall in love with doing the work that doesn't get applause, because that's the work that transforms you. You can either chase dopamine or you can chase discipline, but not both. You can scroll your life away or you can stack wins. Pick one. And listen, I'm not saying never relax, never breathe. What I'm saying is earn it. Make your habits so sharp, so dialed in, that even your rest is intentional, that even your free time is building something. Mental recovery, emotional clarity, strategic reflection, not just mindless escape, not just giving up for a while and calling it self-care. Everything you do is either reinforcing your future or delaying it. There's no neutral. You're either building momentum or you're bleeding it. So build a system, build a routine. Don't rely on willpower. It's not reliable. Build an environment where success is automatic, where bad choices aren't even an option because they've been removed from your day. That's how you stack power. That's how you take control. You don't have to be perfect. Forget perfection. You just have to be intentional. Show up. Do the little things. Don't skip the steps. Don't cheat the reps. Keep your promises. That's how you gain respect, first from yourself, then from everyone else. It starts with you versus you, every day, every habit, every decision. And the beauty of it is this: once you've built those habits, you can't be stopped, because now it's just who you are. You don't have to think about being disciplined. You are. You don't have to force action. You act. You don't need to find motivation. You've created a system that delivers results whether you're hyped or not. That's real power. That's how you win long term. You want to change your life? Start small. Get consistent. Master the boring. Then stack those wins until the world has no choice but to know. Most people walk around like life owes them something. Like they're just waiting for the stars to align, waiting for the opportunity, waiting for someone to notice them, hand them a shot, change their life. It's pathetic. You think the world cares about your potential. You think people are sitting around just hoping you succeed. Wake up. No one is coming. No one's handing you the life you want. You either take control or you stay controlled. That's the truth. And if it stings, good, because this isn't about comfort. It's about responsibility. And responsibility is the most powerful thing a man can own. The second you stop blaming your past, your parents, your environment, your luck, the economy, the government, all of it, and take full ownership of where you are, that's the second everything starts to change. You see, most people love playing the victim because it gives them an excuse to stay weak. It gives them a reason to not take action. Oh, I didn't grow up rich. Oh, I had it harder. So what? Who didn't? Do you want pity or do you want power? You can't have both, because power only shows up when you take control. When you stop outsourcing your problems and start owning your results. You want to win? Good. Then stop blaming, stop whining, and start acting like everything is your fault, even when it is. Not because it always is, but because the moment you accept full control, you also accept full capacity to change. When you say it's my fault, what you're really saying is, it's in my hands. That's power. That's freedom. I don't care what's happened to you. I don't care what's in your way. You still have the ability to respond. You still have the ability to think, to move, to adapt, to overcome. You're not helpless. You're just undisciplined. And discipline starts with owning your reality, without excuses, without sugarcoating, without softening the blow. Look at your life right now. Every area, your money, your body, your mindset, your relationships, all of it, that's your scoreboard. That's the truth. No hiding, no pretending. And here's the kicker. Wherever you are right now, you put yourself there, not just with one decision, but with hundreds. You chose your habits. You chose your attitude. You chose what to prioritize and what to ignore. That's on you. And the good news, if you put yourself here, you can pull yourself out. You're not stuck. You're not cursed. You're just comfortable. And comfort is the enemy of progress. The longer you sit around waiting for life to get easier, the more you'll rot in the same place, complaining about the same things, living the same mediocre story. If you want change, stop negotiating with yourself and start demanding better from you. Let's be clear. Taking responsibility isn't about beating yourself up. It's not self-hate. It's self-respect. It's saying, I refuse to let life happen to me. I happen to life. It's about walking into every day with the mindset that you are the cause, not the effect, that everything you do either brings you closer to your vision or further from it, that your response to everything, wins, losses, setbacks, defines who you become. You've got to flip the switch from passive to active, from reaction to creation. That means you don't wait for good things to come. You don't pray for luck. You create outcomes. You influence results. You take initiative. You lead your own damn life. Every successful person you admire, that's what they've done. They didn't sit and wish. They took control. They played the game with intensity, with precision, with accountability. That's the difference. It's not always going to be fair. Life doesn't owe you fair. You're going to get hit. You're going to take losses. People will lie, betray, reject you. That's reality. You can either cry about it or use it, convert it, turn pain into fuel, turn struggle into strength. That's what high-level people do. They don't fold. They don't flinch. They say, this happened, now what am I going to do about it? Responsibility also means you don't depend on anyone else to fix your life. Not your boss, not your family, not your partner, not your friends. You don't wait for someone to hold your hand or pull you up. You climb, you build, you grind, you get up early, you put in the reps, you figure it out. Because every time you rely on someone else to make you whole, you give away your power. Stop doing that. Reclaim your life, all of it. And once you start moving like this, once you start taking complete ownership of your reality, people will start to notice. because it's rare. Most people are trapped in a loop of blaming everything except the man in the mirror. But when they see you take hits without flinching, when they see you handle pressure, stay calm in chaos, hold the line when things go wrong, they respect it. And more importantly, you start to respect yourself. There's a quiet power that comes from knowing you're in control. You walk different. You think different. You stop being reactive. You stop being needy. You stop begging for help, for attention, for someone to rescue. You become the kind of person who solves, who builds, who leads. That's who you want to be. That's who you need to be in a world full of excuses, victimhood, and soft people who fall apart the moment life gets hard. You want to stand out, take control, take responsibility, own everything. Because once you do that, once you decide that every outcome in your life is in your hands, nothing can stop you. You become unshakable, untouchable, and completely, undeniably free.
Most people are scared to be alone with their own thoughts. They fill their lives with noise, constant distractions, mindless scrolling, background music, fake conversations, anything to avoid facing themselves. But you want to know the truth? If you can't sit with yourself in silence, if you can't face your own mind, then you're not in control, you're hiding. And a man who hides from himself has already lost. The greatest weapon you'll ever have is self-awareness. Not money, not looks, not talent, awareness. Knowing who you really are when no one's watching, knowing what drives you, knowing your flaws, your patterns, your weaknesses, your habits, and not running from them, but confronting them head on. That's real strength. Because once you see yourself clearly, you can shape yourself into whatever you choose to become. But most people don't want that responsibility. They want comfort. They want to believe their own lies. They want to pretend they're working hard when deep down they know they're not. They want to say they're doing their best when really they're just avoiding the hard truth. You can't grow in denial. You can't evolve in delusion. And you'll never reach your highest level until you develop the discipline to audit yourself brutally, honestly, without ego. You've got to ask yourself the uncomfortable questions. What are you avoiding? What weakness are you protecting? What lie are you telling yourself? Because it's easier than changing. This kind of self-reflection isn't gentle. It's not soft. It's not therapeutic. It's war. It's ripping apart the false version of yourself, piece by piece, until only the raw truth remains. And from that rawness, you rebuild, stronger, sharper, unshakable. You think the top guys don't do this. You think high-level men walk around without knowing who they are. No, they've mastered themselves. They've spent hours in silence, facing their demons, stripping away ego, refining their mission. That's how they move with clarity. That's how they stay calm in chaos. That's how they make decisions without hesitation, because they know what they stand for, and they know who they are. You have to get there. You have to build that level of mental dominance, where nothing shakes you, because you've already faced worse inside your own head. The opinions of others meaningless. The criticism, noise, the distractions, easy to ignore. Why? Because you've already gone deep into yourself and built a fortress of clarity that can't be broken by outside forces. And this isn't about overthinking. It's not about getting lost in your feeling. It's about building control, emotional control, mental clarity, strategic focus. When you're aware of your own mind, your own patterns, your own defaults, you become a weapon, because now you can change your behavior. You can interrupt bad habits. You can redirect your energy into things that matter. You become intentional, not reactive. Most people are living like slaves to their impulses. They say they want greatness, but their actions scream weakness. They sabotage themselves with the same behaviors over and over again. Why? Because they don't know themselves. Because they never took the time to sit down, look in the mirror and ask, why am I doing this? Who am I trying to impress? What am I really chasing? You've got to do that work. You've got to go into solitude, not loneliness. Solitude. You've got to unplug, turn off the noise, cut the distractions, and just sit in the silence with your thoughts until the real you shows up. It's uncomfortable at first. You'll want to reach for your phone. You'll want to run back to comfort. Don't. Sit through it. Let the discomfort rise. Let your thoughts get loud. That's where the truth lives. When you can control your mind, you can control your life. When you know yourself, no one can use you. No one can manipulate you. No one can throw you off course. Because you're grounded in something deeper than external approval. You become dangerous, unpredictable, focused,
The kind of person who builds empires while everyone else is still figuring out who they are. And this awareness, it's not something you check off once. It's a practice. It's daily. It's constant. Every morning, ask, what am I avoiding? Every night, ask, did I act in alignment with my highest standard today? Keep your mind sharp. Keep your self-honesty brutal. You'll feel it when you're slipping. You'll catch the lies early. You'll correct your course fast because you're paying attention. Awareness also means knowing what environment you're in, who you're around, what energy you're absorbing. It's not just internal, it's external too. It's external too. If you're surrounding yourself with losers, you're becoming one. If you're drowning in distractions, you're weakening your mind. You've got to protect your space like your life depends on it, because it does. Garbage in, garbage out. Put yourself in places, around people, in routines that reinforce your highest self, not your weakest impulse. Once you master this, once awareness becomes your default, your life becomes intentional. You start doing things for a reason. You stop chasing shiny objects. You start investing your time like it matters. You operate with vision, with strategy, with power. That's how you rise. That's how you separate yourself from the herd of mindless, emotional reactors, walking around like zombies, blaming the world for their lack of control. So if you really want to elevate, if you're serious about domination, not just inspiration, then you need to turn inward. You need to go deeper than the surface level mindset quotes, deeper than motivational clips. This isn't about hype, it's about evolution. And that evolution starts the moment you stop bullshitting yourself and start listening to what's really going on inside your head. Sit with your audit your actions. Ask the hard questions. Demand real answers. Then use that clarity to cut the dead weight, the bad habits, the weak thoughts, the distractions pretending to be important. Eliminate everything that doesn't serve your mission and double down on everything that does. Because in the end, the man who masters himself, who controls his thoughts, his reactions, his patterns, that man is unstoppable. That man doesn't chase success. He attracts it. That man doesn't wish for power. He becomes